Why young men deserted Democrats? What if I told you the Democrats are bleeding young men because they stopped seeing them? Let me explain. Last year, I sat in a cramped college auditorium listening to Richard Reeves, a quiet man with scars on his hands from working two jobs to put himself through school. He's not some podcast bro screaming about alpha masculinity. He's a researcher who spent decades studying why boys are failing in schools, why men drown in loneliness, why my generation feels invisible. His book of Boys and Men hit me like a gut punch. One line still burns: if you keep calling them privileged while they are sleeping in cars, they'll stop listening. The Democrats thought memes about toxic masculinity and vague promises about student loans would cut it. They were wrong. I saw it firsthand. My cousin Jake, who worked 60-hour weeks at Amazon, switched parties after a canvasser laughed at his men's mental health matters shirt. They think I'm the enemy, he told me, voice cracking. Reaches says it's fixable. Start by admitting men aren't villains. Stop dismissing their rage about dead-end jobs, unaffordable homes, respect. Show up in their spaces, Twitch streams, welding classes, union halls, and fight for policies that let them build lives, not just survive. Last week, I watched Reeves debate a senator on live TV. When she scoffed, men already have all the power, he leaned in. What power? The power to die 7 years earlier. The room went silent. The Democrats' choice is simple: adapt or lose a generation forever. This should fit. Let me check word count. The story is around 220 words, need to cut down to 150. Let me shorten, maybe remove some details. For example, condense the introduction of Richard Reeves. Remove the part about the college auditorium, make it more concise. Combine sentences. For example, Richard Reeves isn't a right-wing alpha guru, he's a researcher who knows why boys struggle in schools and men drown in loneliness. His book of Boys and Men reveals a harsh truth: call men privileged while they sleep in cars and they'll stop listening. Democrats thought memes about toxic masculinity and student loan promises would work. They were wrong. My cousin Jake, working 60-hour weeks at Amazon, switched parties after a canvasser mocked his men's mental health matters shirt. They think I'm the enemy, he said. Reeves argues Democrats must stop seeing men as villains, address their economic struggles, dead-end jobs, unaffordable homes. Show up in their spaces, Twitch streams, trade schools, union halls. Last week, Reeves challenged a senator: what power do men have? The power to die 7 years earlier. Silence followed. Democrats must adapt or lose a generation forever. That's tighter. Now check word count. Let me count again. The current version is around 150 words. I'll adjust to ensure it's concise. Maybe trim some redundancy and keep each paragraph impactful. Ensure the hook is strong and ends with a memorable line. Think title: Why Young Men Flip Red Story. What if I told you the Democrats lost a generation of men by refusing to see them? Meet Richard Reeves, no red-hatted provocateur, but a soft-spoken scholar who spent 20 years studying why boys crash out of school, why men die alone, why my brother's friends whisper nobody cares. His book of Boys and Men guts you with one truth: call a man privileged while he's eating ramen in a moldy studio. And he'll vote against you out of spite. The Democrats blew it. They rolled their eyes at my cousin Ben, a 24-year-old welder drowning in medical debt, when he asked why every ad painted guys like him as predators. They'd rather call me toxic than fix my damn wages, he said, flipping his ballot to Trump. Reeves says it's not over. Go where the men are: Twitch streams, firefighter halls, construction sites. Stop screaming patriarchy at kids with no prospects. Fight for jobs that pay cash, not condescension. Last month, I watched Reeves corner a congressman at a diner. You keep blaming them for existing, he said, pointing to a line cook sweating over the grill. That guy, he just wants to afford a ring before his girlfriend leaves. The room froze. The Democrats have one shot: see men as humans, not hurdles, or watch them walk away forever.